Get us welcome everyone. So, hey everyone, welcome to our team One for Freedom call here on September 28th, 2016. And Hans and I are so excited to welcome you. And we are just so honored to have Sharon McClellan, my good friend, my amazing friend from our business, to share with us tonight. She's been married to Steve for 32 years, and they have 3 grown children who were on Juice Plus in the health study, and they got to grow up as happy, healthy kids. She is so grateful to have been introduced to Juice Plus, both the product and the business, 12 years ago last March. And she's been enjoying the health benefits of our product and the incredible blessings of our virtual franchise for that same length of time. She's passionate, which you will see in a minute, about living an abundant life and helping as many people as possible do the same. She has a master's degree in nursing and previously worked as a nurse practitioner designing and implementing wellness programs, which is so cool, Sharon, for both individuals and corporations. Her passion for health and wellness spans over 30 years, but in recent years, she's become equally as passionate about helping people become financially healthy with our unique Juice Plus virtual franchise. Sharon is a 39 Club National Marketing Director, shooting higher. I don't know what club you're going to be by conference, because she's been working, you guys. This is her 3rd or 4th event today, so we're so honored to have you. And she just loves her team and our community, and she loves to make an impact on the health and financial health of one person, one family, one community at a time. So thank you, Sharon. We're so excited to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, it is a blessing to be with y'all. And I just love your leaders. And I've learned so much from them and been so blessed by them. So it's really fun to be able to see your faces and to know that, that you're on the team with Donna and Hans. And so it's a joy being here. I absolutely never get tired of telling my story. I'm sure y'all feel the same way too, right? Yeah. You know, when your life has been transformed, you want to share that, right? We just do that as women when something works well for us. So, Donna mentioned I am a nurse practitioner by background, and I did design wellness programs for corporations and individuals, and I loved that. But I can tell you, I often, as I was teaching people about nutrition, I would get this glazed over look, because how many people know what to do, but it's just the doing it part. That's where we are so blessed in the Juice Plus company to have these simple tools to help people actually get there. But I found myself, once I had my children, I was blessed to be able to stay at home with them, and I found myself with a 17, 13, 7-year-old, overcommitted, exhausted, stressed, and depressed. And so I don't know if anybody's ever been there, but I was at a really low place in my life. I was depleted, I was discouraged, and I wasn't able to care for my family the way that I wanted to, and that was really hard as a mom. And the kicker was, I was doing all the things I had taught people to do all those years, and yet I didn't feel good. So I love the way God often brings things into your life right when you need it at the perfect timing. And I was introduced to Juice Plus by a physician who was actually our eye doctor, and he was a friend of ours from church. And really 2 things stood out, what y'all know to be true. It's food, right? 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries. And then there was science behind it. At that point, there were 8 published studies. Now there's well over 30, as we know. But I read those 8 published studies, and I felt like I cannot know this information and keep it to myself. I had a conviction, a sense of responsibility that everybody I loved really deserved to hear this information. I had 3 people in my life very dear to me who were in the midst of a health crisis. My sister was under 40 and going through breast cancer, and 2 other friends in cancer treatment actually at the time. And a lot of people, when you're a nurse, people continue to come to you to just, share their health situations and to ask for advice. So I knew a lot of people in my life really were struggling like we were to eat what we wanted to eat and with their health. So I began to take Juice Plus and share it all at the same time, and I'm so grateful I did. I was really super passionate from the very beginning. I had a picky eater. And so any mom that can get this into their picky eaters, body, I mean, that just gives you amazing peace of mind. And I knew too that I was able to share something practical that could give people that I loved hope. And that's really, it was such a blessing to be able to give this gift of simple tools to the people that I loved and cared about. So we started taking Juice Plus, and I began to share it all at the same time. And it was amazing what began to happen pretty quickly. I had more energy, better sleep, and really I say I got my life back because I had the energy and vitality to care for my kids. And you couldn't keep my mouth shut after that. But really, it was about 8 months into it, we began to see miraculous things. 3 of the 5 of us came off allergy medicine. My son came off asthma medicine. My daughter came off acne medicine. My financial husband said, this is not only really great for our health, but this is amazing for our budget because the investment in Juice Plus was far more affordable than all of those sick visits and the prescriptions. And I'm seeing heads nod. You know what I'm saying. Your families have probably experienced the same thing. But as a mom, the thing I love best is that my kids are all grown now. My son is an OBGYN resident, and I'm expecting grandbaby number 1. I can hardly believe it. And my precious daughter-in-law takes Juice Plus as her prenatal, and my son is so excited about that. And so it's really fun watching your children as they grow into adult years really take ownership over their health. And it really was the beginning of a legacy of health. Even though I had all that knowledge from nursing school and all that, honestly, a lot of it was not even correct and accurate. I like to say I feel like I got my nutrition education through the Juice Plus company, and that's better than any degree out there as far as really understanding the power of nutrition. So, for me, when we first got started with Juice Plus, we did not have a financial need, but I was very passionate about sharing this message of hope, and I really did that as I did life, and really got to senior sales coordinator, really doing Juice Plus as I did life and sharing with great passion. But we didn't have a real need at the time financially, and so I really didn't get out of my comfort zone with it, and I certainly didn't have a business mindset. Well, 2 years into it, my husband lost his job, and I was going to have to go back to work. And my own mother was not present when I was growing up. So really the only dream I had was to care for my family well. And so I had the health and vitality to be caring for them well at that point. But the threat came for, just needing to help out financially with our, with our family's income need. And I was bringing in a substantial part-time income as a senior sales coordinator, but we needed a full-time income with benefits. And so that is when everything changed. And you hear it say, if the why is big enough, the how to will come. And I developed office hours at that point. I learned how to turn the computer on. Yes, you heard me right. I did not use the computer the first 2 years of my business. That is something I'm not proud to admit, but I like to say, if I can do this, anybody can do this. Totally. So, but really within 3 years from that period, it built to national marketing director and that full-time income with benefits. And because of that, we were able to stay in our home. We were able to keep our kids in a private school, and that was important to us. And we were able to pay for important things like weddings. And I'm very grateful to say we're not in that hard spot any longer financially. But I love the fact that this Juice Plus company and the business opportunity, most importantly, I'm doing something that is so fulfilling that I absolutely love, whether I had an income or not. But what happened for us, once we got settled financially, and truly this was a lifeline for our family financially. And that's where I would say you never know where somebody's life is going to take a turn. So never prejudge they don't need this as a business or they don't need the income, because a lot of people do it for fulfillment anyway. But along with that, you just never know what's happening around the corner for people's lives. So, for me, we reached in 2008 NMD. And honestly, that's when y'all may remember what happened in 2008, right? The economy totally crashed. And I began to see people all around me suffering financially. And I began at that point to have as much of a passion to share our franchise as I did to always share our product. I'll be honest with you, I was product driven, totally product driven initially. I really, our team members came from happy customers, but they really probably had to ask me more about that. I mean, I was so all about the product. And in 2008, when that economy tanked, and I realized our family, I mean, I don't know where we would be financially if someone hadn't shared this with us. And so I realized that everybody deserved not only to hear about this amazing product, but everybody deserved to hear about this opportunity. And so I really did have a shift in my mindset, and really recognize, you hear people say to think of Juice Plus as a gift. We have a gift to give, and really the franchise equally as much a gift to people as the product is. And so it's exciting what's happened since then. We actually now are 50 club, working towards 75. I realize I sent you an old bio, but anyway, it's fun to say that our team really has got some exciting momentum, and I've loved just kind of seeing what's happened, particularly over the last couple of years. But I did have that shift in my thinking that everybody really deserves to know about this virtual franchise. And if not for them, they may know somebody else that is looking for something like what we have to offer. I also, my NMD on my team, she had no financial need. Honestly, I offered her the franchise because she kept referring me people. But she was an attorney. Their family was independently wealthy. They didn't need the income. I knew that, but she kept referring people. So I said, you just need to come along and have some fun. Well, guess what? This has been so fulfilling for her. And even though she really didn't and doesn't have the financial need, it offered the ability for her to have something of her own. And she talks about how much more inspiring healthy living is fulfilling than what she was doing prior to that. So, just always have the mindset of this is a gift, both our product and the franchise. And so, Donna asked me to talk a little bit about conference, and I will tell you, I was invited to conference right out of the gate. I went to conference 2 weeks after I became a part of the mission, and I'm so grateful that I did. So it's not too late to keep inviting is the point. And really just letting people know it is the absolute best way to start their business, or to recharge your business. If you're, I love that we can fire ourselves and rehire ourselves. We can always restart our business wherever we are in the process of building. We can always start afresh, and conference is the best place to do that. So also, everybody that's on my team that really is growing goes to conference. It's just, we just know that not everybody that goes to conference builds a six-figure income, but everybody that builds a six-figure income does go to conference. And so I encourage you just to be generous in your invitation and think about how much fun we have. It's like being at a retreat in some ways. You come back encouraged for your own health. You're encouraged by all the friendships. We laugh, we cry, we have fun together. We're a family. And a lot of people, are looking for personal connection. They're looking for something to belong to. So invite to conference. So, okay, in wrapping it up, I'm going to tell you about the things that are working on our family and on our family. Sorry, y'all, it's 9:30 going on 10 on the East Coast. So forgive me. But really, two things are at the foundation of what has changed. We're in a season of momentum right now, and I've been in a season of maintenance where things, are not growing. I've been in a season where we've gone back a little bit, and so there's no shame in that. So I think those of us who stick with this long enough, we know there's seasons in our business. So I just want to really encourage you that there is no season that you're in that two things cannot change. Okay. And this is what I think really has a lot to do with the momentum that's going on our team right now. And the first one is mindset. And it's a mindset of abundance and possibility. and really just a mindset of generosity and boldness. And that way of thinking causes you to have such joy. Now, my daughter, and that's a whole nother story, but I have a daughter in her 20s. Actually, everybody in our family is a part of the mission, and that's one of the really special and fun things about this. It is a family business for us. But my daughter got to Q, and then, she lost a PIB leg, and she started going backward. And it was really hard for her because she sprouted up very fast and got to Q within less than a year. And she started having some trouble, and all I could think of was, you know what? This is going to be really character building, and no leader needs to get to NMD or to those higher positions without dealing with some really serious disappointment. Because if you get there without serious disappointment, you're not going to be a lot of help to your team, because disappointment is a part of what we deal with, right? So, I've watched her over the last year. She really decided that she was going to have joy on the journey, and she was going to really examine her mindset. When a couple things happened that really were big setbacks, she really decided, I'm going to choose joy on this journey, and I'm going to choose to believe God for possibilities beyond what I'm seeing happen right now. And it's so fun to see where she is now, and the personal growth that has happened. And of course, we all know that if we stick with this business, we're going to grow, right? I mean, it's just a part of it. But to me, honestly, that, after the relationships and the privilege and honor of walking alongside people with their health journey and their journey to reach their financial goals, it is such a blessing that we're put in a situation to grow personally, to be kind of pushed out of our comfort zone. I love that. I don't always feel that way, but I come back to the truth that it's such a good thing. So mindset of abundance and possibilities. And then secondly, a vigilant DMO. We've got to do the right things, and we've got to do them enough to progress. And y'all know we wash, rinse, repeat. It's the same thing. We share the product, we share the franchise, we give excellent customer care, excellent team care, and we have events. And we just wash, rinse, repeat. We do those same things over and over, and we do them with a lot of joy and have fun in the process. And that's a key thing that over the last couple of years, we've gotten a lot of 20-something people on our team. And let me tell you something, they like to have fun. And we've all had so much fun with them. I would say that, this younger generation, they are looking for what we have. And my daughter came into the business not because I, really presented to her what a great option it was. I actually took her to conference, and I took her on a girls' trip before that. And so she ended up going with me to the 39 Club retreat. But before I reached that place, I took her to a bed and breakfast for a couple of days, and we went to conference. And when I took her to conference, it was just because it was her spring break in college. And she said, go to California? Of course, I'll go. And I'm like, we're going to have the most fun. We're going to do a girls trip. And then it's a Juice Plus conference. Okay, Mom, I'll go if it's fun. I said, it's so much fun. We're walking into the conference. She says, I'm not going to do this, right? I have no plan to do this, right? I said, honey, I know, just come and have fun. Well, by the end of the conference, the rest is history. You know what happens when you get people to those events. And it's the very same thing with your kids and with your family. Those events change everything. So over the last couple of years, the big things really that have, I would say, helped propel our business forward. We have a couple of teams that are really growing rapidly. And here's what they're doing. They have the right mindset, and they have that spirit of generosity, and they're really offering the franchise very quickly. The group that are in their 20s, let me tell you something, these kids graduate from college. Let them have a real job for a couple of years so they know what it's like to, work in the workplace, because then they're really going to be excited about the possibilities. My daughter did start in the business, right after she got out of college, but she worked for Teach for America for 2 years. and she understood what a real job was going to, entail, and, being in a setting that was not positive and uplifting and where she really didn't have the support. And at the end of her 2-year commitment, she was all about the virtual franchise. And she has always appreciated a culture that celebrates people and the kind of culture that we have. So that positive mindset, and then getting people off to a strong start. And these two teams, they really know how to move people through the marketing plan in a really effective way. So it starts with, they do a lot of attraction calls. They connect people with their upline. Not that they can't present the business, but they love getting that amener on the line that can be a part of that process. And then once people are ready to get going, we really have that connection call to get to their why. Well, a lot of people don't see the vision for a 6-figure income. That's not why they come in. A lot of times it's just to cover their cost. And so, we say, okay, to cover the cost, what you're going to want to do. And we always tell people, you want to get to the top commission level because you want to make maximum pay on the work you do, right? You make $76 on a trio compared to $39. So if you're going to do the same amount of work, which do you want to make, $76 or $39? Well, that's a no-brainer. And we always just say, we would love to help you get to, the top commission level and make the maximum amount back on your product. And if you have a whole family that wants to be on Juice Plus, we'd love to help you earn at least a couple $100, but even upward to a $500 income. How does that sound to you? Well, people typically love that. And we say, we're going to have so much fun in the process. And what we love is its next step. Nobody gets overwhelmed. We're just going to take the next step and we're going to have fun. We're going to celebrate along the way. How does that sound to you? And then we get them on Boxer very quickly. What we love to do is get them set up to do their HLP within 3 days, if possible, by helping them start to share even before they go in the system, if possible. If not, when they initially get in the system, we tell them we love to do 3 events to get them kicked off. And we do friends and family calls. And especially with the younger ones, that's really important. But really all ages are doing the friends and family call. And that's just dialing into a conference line. But they're going to hear several stories from their upline sponsors. And we go through the Juice Plus products. It's not about selling it to them. We don't even talk about selling them the product. But we just want them to know what their family member's up to and what a great thing they're about in inspiring healthy living. But when they hang up the phone, they've got text messages, they've got people ready to order. And so we do the friends and family call. We help them do in-person events. We love to have day of wellness events where they have 3 events in the same day. And they really invite big for that. And, usually that completely seals the deal with the 2,000 plus. They typically have, people joining their team at those events as well. And then Facebook parties is another thing that we like to do within their first 30 days. Now, here's the thing you got to know with team building. If you sign 4 new people up, statistically 2 will do their 2,000 plus and 1 will get to sales coordinator. So that's just something that you need to know. So it's really a matter of letting people know they're a blessing, whether they do a little bit or a lot, like we always hear, but really just helping them take the next step in a simple way and staying connected, make sure they have fun, make sure they have a lot of support along the way. And typically what happens is when they finish the 2,000 plus, and they've seen that it is pretty simple because we're helping them along the process of sharing, then, those who really get a bug, and you know what I'm talking about when people get a bug for what we have going on, then they'll go on to the fast track to sales coordinator and have a good time in the process. And we've got people now that are really moving on to senior sales coordinator in less than that 1-year period. And the people that are doing that have super big hearts for people. They honestly love people so well that they can't withhold this information from them. And they just are willing to share with boldness and generosity, and they plug into the system. I know y'all have a team website. We have a team website too. We plug people in. We help keep it simple and fun, and we celebrate a lot along the way. And so I'll open it up for questions if anybody has any. And Donna, unless there's anything else that you would like for me to share.
Thank you. Oh my goodness, Sharon, you really covered a lot. Oh my goodness. I'm going to unmute everyone. So, wow. Oh, it's so exciting. And I knew you were 50 club or more. And it was just like, I saw that 39 club and I was like, I don't think
that was my fault.
right,
I sent you an old bio, so that was on me, not you.
Yeah, but congratulations, moving towards 75 club. That's phenomenal. And we can tell why, right, you guys?
Yeah.
We can see why she's got that kind of club level. So let's hear from you guys. We've got just a few minutes here. So thank you so much.
It's a blessing.
Sharon, could you just say how you did this? Were you being a nurse practitioner along? You didn't do that at all.
Yeah, so I was a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
I had that background, but I was home with my kids.
Okay.
And I just, I had that nurse's heart. I loved, being able to help people with their health. So that kind of was part of who I was. So, that came with me, but I had no business mindset whatsoever. And that, was a huge growth area. Yeah, I was a stay-at-home mom, and honestly, a stay-at-home mom, that's a good option. And a lot of the people that are growing the fastest, are between 30 and 40, and they're at home. We have a whole group of pastors' wives, and they have huge hearts to serve and love people. But there's also significant financial need, and for them to get their whole family on Juice Plus, they needed to share it with other people, and they developed phenomenal stories, and they've been able to do things like put braces on their kids and have vacations and things that they weren't able to do. So, I will tell you, being able to offer that to people where they can see changes in the quality of their family's life and really give their kids things that they want to, but they can't afford to. I've got one homeschooling young mom. It's a family of 6, and they live in a house with 1 bathroom. And when we were on the phone call talking about her why, she says, I just want another bathroom. I said, honey, we can help you get another bathroom. And what happens is, it's so important to really know what it is that people want and what matters, what makes a difference to them, because when you draw that out of them, and I usually just say, hey, what if $500 to $1,000 showed up in your mailbox? What would you do with it? What would that mean for you and your family? And if you haven't thought about that, start dreaming about that. What would that do for you and your family? And a lot of times those calls, people will burst into tears. It's like, the thought that I could maybe be a part of my family having a second bathroom, that we might be able to go on vacation. It's like, yes, you can do all that and more with this mission. And it's just, to me, that is so exciting to be able to offer that. And y'all, there's so many people out there that are looking for what we have. I'm telling you, they are everywhere looking for what we have, this kind of opportunity, and to have options in their life. So,
Thank
the
you.
long answer.
No,
that's fantastic.
Can I ask just one more, and then I'll shut up? I just love to know what you do on the Friends and Family Call. Do you have sort of a sketched out?
Oh yeah, totally.
Would you mind sharing that with Donna so that we could know? That would be awesome. Okay.
You can have the script. I'll send it to her. But the key is that, we give them a script to invite to it. And we know in advance kind of who's coming. I always get a list of, tell me who's coming and what they're dealing with, because that way you can kind of personalize it a little bit. But it is a script, and it's pretty short and sweet. It's less than 30 minutes. It depends on, and then we record it so they have it to send to people. And then we answer questions. We take questions afterwards. And oftentimes there's some really good dialogue and questions, and people might stay on longer than the 30 minutes allotted. But Yeah, but it's very simple, very duplicatable, and I'd love to get that information.
Thank you.
And Donna, and you know, you're welcome to any of the documents that we use. We have documents for our attraction calls and kind of how, you know, anything I have that would be helpful. You know, Donna's family has blessed me for many, many, many years. I love her dad, and I read his books, and I am so honored to be able to help in any way that I can.
Yay!
So, Sharon, that's so cool. Yeah, it's just so fun to you're just on fire. We can feel your passion and just your authentic heart. Oh my goodness, thank you. All right, anyone else before we sign off? We're just past the hour here. And Sharon, anyway, let me see if somebody has anything.
Yeah, well, I had another question about the friends and family call, because I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
So what's the idea behind that?
So, you know, the idea is that oftentimes people get really excited, and then they go to their family and they really poo-poo it, and they say, it's one of those pyramid schemes. You're not really going to do that, are you? So you diffuse that from the very beginning. You diffuse it by letting them know what a wonderful mission this is, how we are making a difference in the lives of so many people, and how we're on a mission.
Is this for a brand new customer or a brand new distributor?
New team member. New team member.
And then what you do is you say, we're going to have a conference call.
Yeah.
And get as many of your family to call in, and they're going to hear about what you're getting into.
Oh, exactly. That's awesome.
Exactly. I love it. That's a great idea. I've never heard that before, but what a great idea.
Yeah, it's really helpful, and the people, you know, they come away from it really having an understanding of the integrity of our product and the company and the kind of people that are involved with it. They hear a few stories from their sponsor and the upline person, and it's really it diffuses.
Wonderful. And we'll get that kind of a script from you and post it on our website.
Absolutely.
Hey, let me just say, hey everybody, this is Sharon's first Zoom call.
Yeah, exactly.
So way to go.
Good job.
Great job on the Zoom call.
Well, I'm really thankful that Donna and Hans pushed me out of my comfort zone once again.
We're so honored. Oh my goodness. We are just I really want to honor the fact that it's 10 o'clock there for you, and I know you're a morning person, so we want and she's had all these events, but I mentioned to her, you guys, we have my Facebook event that I know several of you have said, yes, you're going this next Monday, our 3-day Facebook event. So now is the time to invite. Get on Facebook and private message people to join us on our Bridge That Gap Facebook party. And yay!
I have one more question too.
Okay, Grace has another question.
Just your DMO, and when you said, Sharon, about having office hours, how did that work? Yes. I like that idea.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, I really just looked at my life and my schedule, and sometimes it would change week to week, but Sunday night, you want to come up with a plan, and you want to be clear on those times that you're giving to this G+ business, and you don't let anything, you schedule it, because we do what we schedule, right? If it doesn't get scheduled, it doesn't happen. You know, I really set up, you know, probably 16 hours that were on my calendar during the course of the week initially. And then, of course, as I did life, I was still having conversations in other situations. And, you know, sometimes we do it in stolen moments, but really setting aside time, because, okay, if you did any other kind of job, you would have office hours, right? You would have hours that you dedicated to doing that. The other thing that we do with the DMO that I really think is very helpful in our Voxer chats, we tell people that are serious about goals to set your plan and take a picture of it, put it in the Voxer chat to your upline support team so that we know what your plan is for the week. Do a check-in on Wednesday so we hear your progress. And then on Friday, we want to hear about all the results, and we want to celebrate together what happens. And it gives you, here's the deal. We all have to have an accountability in this business, because the bottom line is it's easier not to do than it is to do. And we might have the best intentions, but if we don't have a pretty thought out plan and, time set aside to do it, a lot of times we get to the end of the week and, the tyranny of the urgent just came in and we didn't get anything done we wanted to do. So if you treat it like a business, it will pay like a business. And I found that out. It's really true. So anyway, sorry, I'll let y'all go. I know that you're calling.
No, I told you, Sharon. I told you that sometimes we go long with questions. So as long as you're willing.
I'm happy to. But anyway, I want to make sure I don't talk too much.
No, that's brilliant. So awesome. Okay. All right. Well, I think we'll just sign off then. Sharon, thanks again. Hey,
thank you, Sharon.
Thank you,
Sharon.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Love you guys.
We love
See you in a few weeks.
Okay.